Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You know what I just realized? I haven't taken an iron pill in like a week. I wonder why, it's very strange the routine I have with you guys in the morning. I feel like I gotta set you up first, then take my medicine, then run to the bathroom. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm a force. I'm a movement by myself. But I'm a force. I'm here together. Do it all by myself. Make me better. I have not been able to swallow a pill normal in weeks. Okay. Mexico, you gotta move. Maximus, you gotta move. He's not gonna be happy with me. Do, 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 do. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I got my plant lights on. Good morning. That's a little too much in the background though. I'll put those on when we're done. Let's go this route for a minute. Good morning. What I should have done is jumped in the shower. But I'll do that after. All right. I think I told you yesterday that I'd be back, right? Hate when I do that. I have 2 cards just sticking out here. They're oddly sticking out. I totally would have picked up on that yesterday. Just little things like this, you know? The World, Three of Swords, Seven of Swords. Oh, someone got caught up. I've actually just heard of 2 people that got fired. I'm like, I'm sorry. Not even at my work, because I haven't been there since Wednesday. So, Thursday. What did I work Friday? Fuck if I know. I don't even know what I worked. Was the holiday the following weekend? Oh my God, I'm losing track of time again. I'm hot. Someone might be being like a little bit of a space shot. I either want to do, yay, Brenda Mack. I either want to do weather or like a galactic read. I think Spirit really wants me to do weather. So let's do weather. And I just heard like scientists predict. So you know how I gotta love Mercury. You know how I'm always like, I still gotta do my deck. I just heard like I should do a weather deck too. So I don't have a particular deck for weather. Do you remember the one time I did a weather deck? Cute name, right? Chance of rain. 73 and a chance of rain. Right? Wouldn't it be nice? What's that one time I did the weather read and I used a certain deck. I just feel awful with the earthquake. But I remember saying to the damn prediction video. They're getting on my ass. I don't know. I honestly don't even feel like it's me hesitating. It's just not the right time. It's very strange. I'm getting that eerie energy again. I mean, it probably has to do with all the retros, but did I? I was just thinking about that too. Even when I was predicting like the whole Texas thing and like last fall, and then it went into like winter. Was it that deck? Good morning. I need to put a bra on. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, because I got my mom boobs. That You can't even see, so I can get away. I found my t-shirt. It was at the bottom of the basket. Keats House, all wrinkly. All right. So what's this diamond? Okay. So here we go, loop-de-line. I remember a couple weeks ago doing a reading too. And it talks about it was just an earthquake coming in and it was going to be catastrophic. But I think like during that read, I had a certain deck and I was like, oh, I'm getting pulled to do a weather read. I really want that deck and I just can't remember which one it was. Yeah, I like the Diamond deck, but this is the original deck that got me in trouble with the FBI. Nothing wrong with that, but move your body like a cyclone. I think I'm going to definitely have to create my own deck for the energy deck if I think about it. Well, I don't know. Because I know the other channel, I got to start talking about weather more. But why it's happening. And it's, there's so many conspiracy theories behind it. But it's really the gods, So, you know what I watched last night? The Little Mermaid. I watched the new Little Mermaid. It was cute. It was cute. It's not like the original. I mean, it's kind of like the original. It's so weird when my hair pops out like that. I didn't know they were going to change her race. I mean, all good, guys. Like, I get it. But I get, like, evolution. I get things like that, right? But, like, it was so long ago. So maybe, like, it was a stigma. And, all the princesses were a certain, like, I don't know. It just, I guess, like, I don't, like, why you gotta tweak it? But at the same time, like, it's like genderizing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Want to please the audience too, right? That's the whole point of like certain movies. But I totally don't have a problem with it. I'm just kind of like, it's just more in the public eye, like not in a bad way. Like me is like, oh yeah, they made a yada yada. Kidding. Oh yeah, they made a yada yada. Like I'm not prejudiced, but I mean, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like go and like switch it up like that. And I'm telling you again, like it's almost like causing like a damn division, saying certain races are better than certain ones now. When I don't even know how to explain it without sounding somewhat prejudiced, and I swear to you, I'm not. It's just like it doesn't faze me. I think they're doing it because, just because they can and everything that's just happened throughout the years, and it makes sense, right? But they could have been doing that eons ago anyway and chose not to. So there's definitely like politics behind it, whatever's going on. But then it just makes the kids that like, yeah, politics grew up watching it. It's like, okay. I don't, and now it's like they just see things being divided a different way. They're not looking at it in the sense of, I wouldn't even say evolution, it's more politics, So I could care. I can give two shits. You're fucking purple. You look like a little galactic alien, like I can give two shits. But I just feel like it's like just, I wouldn't say it's like confusing the older kids that watch the younger ones, but you got those kids questioning, why'd you even change it? Or you got it's almost like what I'm getting is like what is it when they interfere with music? Subliminal messages, right? So it's targeting certain parts. It's targeting, I don't know what particular part in the brain, but it's I feel like I shouldn't even have mentioned it because it's not really an issue. It's very subtle. It's just something subtle that I picked up on with both my kids saying something. And they didn't even make it a big deal. But it was almost like the way they both said it, I could almost see like, not like circuits in the brain, but I could almost see, it's almost like something in the Starman deck, which is just like, not like that, but like, I could just see like spirit was like telling me like, it's something to do with the brain. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I don't even think it's targeting the amygdala. It's just, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't even know how to explain this one. It's just something I picked up on, and I still don't even know how to explain it to you guys. So I don't know what to tell you. But I mean, what do you tell like a 6-year-old that goes to watching that one, and then they question it? Because it's going to get questioned. I know this shouldn't be a big deal, but apparently this is the topic right now. What if you got like an 8-year-old? And then you're going to sit and explain, which is perfectly fine. They probably are used to diversity anyway. But it makes me wonder, because I don't, where it's getting targeted in the brain, because I honestly don't think it's the amygdala. It's being stored somewhere. So I don't know if we all have like certain circuits. I don't know what this message is. But I do love at the end, like all the mermaids came up and they were meshing like the royals with that, like not the royals per se, land life and water life. Like I thought that was awesome. I thought the movie was great. It was just, I could give like, guys, I swear to God, like you know how I feel about race and preference when it comes to dating and all that stuff anyway. Like it's not an issue, right? It's just not. It's just, there's a circuit. There's a circuit in the brain. There's something there. No matter what age you are, you're saying something, whether it's a big deal or not. But when it's hitting that circuit, which now I'm even more curious, it's staying there. I don't know if it's dividing. It makes me wonder if it has anything to do with the COVID shot right now. Like I don't know where this conversation is taking me. Because I studied the brain for almost a year. 6 months, 9 months. And it's not taking me to the amygdala. Which is now making me think, all of a sudden, is certain movies and being done certain ways in regards to we're already dealing with the gender and race and all that, but it makes me fucking wonder now. Like, it's not just a subliminal message because it's obvious, but it reminds me of like a subliminal message. And they know they're targeting that. What I'm seeing is like a little circuit, as if like it's a little circuit, right? And it's like a little chip. And then what? Like your DNA has to battle. Like, I don't know what this is. Maybe we'll do a weather read. But I mean, like, we're all magnets, right? For like weather too, which makes me think like certain people in certain places in time, something weird is going on. Like the news can target the amygdala, negativity, even happiness can target that because fears kick in. This is not what I'm seeing. So this is definitely some type of galactic message reading. What the fuck? I feel like a fucking fish right now. Oh dear Lord. So now, like kid movies, Disney's, Pixar, whatever, like it's like not doing it intentionally. They're doing it because of they don't want to segregate. Like, but what do we have in our bodies that's being pulled to that? Like, it wouldn't be like I'm wanting like a new DNA strand that's like clingy. It's no. No, that I just yeah, man-made, as if I just heard Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam was man-made, right? Hoover Dam man-made. Well, most dams are not made by beavers, man-made. Don't you fucking love Courtney? I mean, it's got to be man-made. It wasn't made by a beaver, right? Hoover Dam, one of the largest man-made structures in the world. 1930s. I mean, something. It was 1930s. It was most definitely a unicorn of a project. Why do they call it a unicorn of a project? There's no other project out there like that. Okay, so something could be going on with the Hoover Dam. But back to the chip, like, yeah, no, see, it's man-made. So I don't know. It's not like a chip like you would chip the animals, guys. Like something through like a vaccination. You know, we have vaccinations when your kids are born. I don't know what this is. But it's not targeting the amygdala, which is a little concerning. I mean, I can't get overstimulated with this message, whatever it is. I know they're swapping in and out races just because it makes sense to. That's not a bad thing, you know, but it's just the way my kids said it. And it's just where, and then when they said it, it was like the image I saw. And my kids aren't prejudiced either, but they both like, I don't care, but I mean, you know. And then I explained, you know, just this day and age or whatnot, you know. So I don't know if that's a weird message to define. So since the bathroom and get pulled to weather. But that's more like of a galactic news or something. I don't fucking know what that is. Whatever it is to make you, I mean. Okay, so it is the amygdala, but I'm being told it's being filtered differently because I'm being pulled to like filters, filter in the car, a fish filter in the fish tank. So it's going through a filter. So I don't know where that filter is. That just leaves more work for me to deal with. And I keep getting with man-made. So I don't know if something actually is going to happen to the Hoover Dam or if it's just man-made. So there's a filter. So I don't know. That's definitely going to, I don't know. We don't want to clear the filter. We want to get rid of the filter, right? So I haven't seen you in forever. I miss you so much. Good morning. Much love from Vermont. Oh, I love Vermont. Burlington's my favorite. So many memories. Battery Park, cobblestone. This is the first time. It's funny, Michelle, you brought that up because that's the first time I felt like I lived in another world. Like I remember, wow, I can't believe you brought that up. And I've had this thought before. It's memory. I sat on a particular rock. My mother went into the store. Had to have been maybe like 6, 7, 8 tops. And I was looking down the cobblestone road, and I was in a whole nother fucking era. Like, it didn't freak me out. I was very comfortable. It's like I was on a wagon. The rock was a wagon. It's like a boulder that sits in the street. I don't know if they're still there. And I don't think I mentioned anything to my mother because, again, it didn't like freak me out. I just remember being like, this is fucking cool. I forgot that actually happened to me. There's just something about what took place there centuries ago. And I'm pretty sure it's historical land right there. I'm not positive, though. I just heard the Battle of Gettysburg, but that was not there. So, well, did it travel that far? The Battle of Gettysburg? I mean, maybe people traveled through it, but like, it must be telling me just about a battle. Wait, over 44 were at the Battle of Gettysburg, one of the cavalry's 1450 in Vermont, which was unusual having all Vermont cavalry and 3 companies of sharpshooters there. I didn't think the Battle of Gettysburg was there. Yeah, Church Street. It's still there. Yeah, I can't imagine it's not. Did you guys know that one of the battles of Gettysburg was in Vermont? I didn't know that. I feel like my brain's been wiped to history. So I don't know if there's a sign in the park on the wall. Like, I remember this place like a freaking T, Battery Park, where the swings are behind Church Street. And there's plaques, but I don't remember saying anything about Gettysburg. But it's one of my most favorite places because it brings me there. It brings me somewhere. Civil War started there too, but like, I know it was many stars, Pennsylvania. So what Vermont units fought in Gettysburg? Many states. I just don't remember it being Vermont. Let's do it this way. What historical landmark is Church Street in Burlington, Vermont? Because now I'm seeing plaques everywhere, so there might be one on the stone. Church Place, Market Street, It is registered historical places. Great public spaces. 1816. The iconic church. Is it really just about the church? I mean, I remember the church, but that's not what I remember the most. Maybe I'll take a ride up there in a few weeks when the foliage starts to pop out. Give me a heads up if you catch me live, because I think last year the foliage peaked early in Vermont. So next time I'm live, if you can give me, if you happen to catch me, because it peaked early. All right, so history of Vermont, Burlington, Vermont, waterfront. Yeah, see, I'm getting pulled to the waterfront, and I did get pulled to Hoover Dam. But that was for man-made. Maybe just because it was an eyesore and they just fixed it up. All right, I'm going to pop out of that. But revolutionary war happened since Lake Champlain. We used to go camping on Lake Champlain all the time when we could camp for free. We used to make our own camping spots. That was like which is a massive lake. But my mom met my dad in Vermont because he lived in Vermont at the time. And that's why we lived there for a couple years. And I'm telling you, I was fucking young. Like, he met me when I was like 1.5, 2. Then we went back and forth because my mom just like loved Vermont. And then he went back to Math, but he was born in Lawrence. He might have been stationed there because of the Navy. But when he got out of the Navy, a lot of his buddies, they all got a place. Love to meet up with me if we do. I'm like, but actually, yeah, maybe, yeah. I'm always wary about stuff like that, but yeah, I don't see why not. I had to think twice about that one, like, but yeah, why not, right? And I didn't mean that in a bad way. You just threw me off, but yeah, I've been camping on Lake Champlain. It was beautiful. Yeah, we still have videos. Well, my dad does. I don't know if it works anymore because it's so old. But they used to freak Janice out about like the monster, you know what I mean, in Lake Champlain. And everybody freaked out one year. It ended up being a moose. I remember the antlers came out of the water. But she tipped the canoe. She was so fucking freaked out. But yeah, that's where we did a majority of our camping. We would just canoe all day, fish, and then find a spot, get cozy, and camp for the weekend. Can't do that shit no more. You'll be kicked off the land so fucking quick. They'll get you. But yeah, yeah, let me know right around that time, that foliage. And Spirit said it was all good to meet up with you, so maybe we can do like lunch or dinner. All right, so interesting. So man-made, nothing to do with like the Hoover Dam, but like a filter. So I don't think it's like to me, it's not like it's always been there and I'm working with the amygdala. You know what I mean? Like, this is something new to my knowledge. Like, it's something new to bypass, and it must be man-made. But like I get like man-made, like the news and stuff like that, because I'm getting pulled back to the filter. But it's not just clearing the amygdala. That's freaking weird. That's so strange. All right, let's do the weather. KRP in Cincinnati. Did they used to do the weather? So I don't know if we're starting with Cincinnati or if KRP, that show in Cincinnati, was weather. This is going to bother me. I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself. But baby girl, you make me better. But I'm getting like force, and then move your body like a cyclone. So I think it's talking about a cyclone. And move it all night long. All right. Good morning. You live near Cincinnati. Yeah, it's pulling me to the show. That's weird. I just literally choked myself just to fix that, which is weird. So I don't know if that's trying to tell me something. Because I still feel like I'm choking. So like quality of air. But I could see that happening in Morocco and stuff with the dust settling. I just got pulled to like a sandstorm. That came in years ago. All right, let's see what we get here. Yeah, channeling. But I still feel choked. Weather doesn't usually make you feel choked, right? So I'm assuming it's just like air quality, but I feel choked. So I don't know how to relate that to weather. Like in the sense, okay, so like I feel like my throat is actually like swelling. This might be like a virus. I mean, we're talking about all these things besides weather right now. So I'm like, we doing weather or not? Yeah, we're doing weather, but like I'm getting pulled to like the amygdala. Yeah, no, something's in my throat. Like I don't, but obviously it must have to do with weather. Chemicals would do that to your throat. So I don't know if there's going to be like a chemical spill. Yeah, because wasn't there like the train derailed or something in the trucks, right? And it affected like the streams, the water, fish, everything was dying. But this is different. This is like a chemical spill. This is might be by water, like in the sense like. So I don't know if they're dumping it. I mean, they're dumping it, but like probably dumping it in the water. I don't know where though. Oh, people in Ohio. I got pulled to Ohio too, and somebody said something with Ohio because isn't that where the train went or something? Like burning their throats due to chemical spills. They dumped radioactive. Did this just happen? I don't know anything about this. I did feel like I got pulled to Ohio because as earlier you just said I live next to Ohio. And Ohio came in strong a couple weeks ago when we started talking about predictions because I had the sweatshirt on. It was the first time I ever got pulled to my sweatshirt with Cleveland, Ohio. So Japan dumped radioactive water. Okay. All right. So I don't. I want to say in the same read we talked about Korea. I can't tell if it was the same. I can't remember if it was the same reading. All right, so I don't. Oh, wait, KRP in Cincinnati. That's Cincinnati, Ohio. They were trying to tell me Ohio. Oh, dear Lord. Did it happen in Cincinnati? Different areas? I don't know. Jesus. That didn't even occur to me. But this, I mean, why am I delivering news that's already news? Where are we going to go with that? That's not the first time that happens. I don't know where I'm supposed to go with that. North Korea is going to Russia right now. North Korea to Russia. That's pulling me to my other channel. Didn't I say something about North Korea and Russia? My throat. I mean, before the war, everything started. Russia to attack Finland, Russia to attack this. France will eventually go ahead. It'd be the first two back and forth. Protest and Diana. So what I have, Tropic of Cancer, disruption of degrees causing earthquakes. Los Angeles earthquake. That's all I have for Russia. United States, France, North Korea. Oh, my throat. Okay, so I don't know. But if it was dumped in the ocean, why are people drinking ocean water? Did it like leak into like the reservoirs? Like I don't even, is that a thing? Did it like leak into the soils or whatnot? So I'm back to the chemicals with my throat. So they're not done talking about that. I just don't know where they want to take it because damn, my fucking throat. I'm getting pulled to MASH. Did something like that happen in MASH? Or where did the show MASH happen? Like, or where were they located in the show MASH? North Korea. Where were they located in the show MASH? South Korea? They filmed MASH in Korea? The show MASH? I didn't know that. I love how they're using shows to pull me to the country, the locations. First KRP in Cincinnati and then MASH. Yeah, I did mention in that same prediction video I want to say in the same freaking, it wasn't even a prediction video. I talked about Ohio earthquakes. They were talking about politics, right? South Korea came in and everyone was like, you sure you're not talking about Ukraine or something or Russia? And I'm like, no, it's South Korea. So South Korea is responsible for the Ohio. Good morning. So South Korea is responsible for that. Is everybody aware of that? The series was produced at 20th Century Fox Television. CBS follows the doctor support staff stationed. I had no idea they were stationed in South Korea. Damn my throat, guys. Stationed South Korea, but filmed in Southern California. Something with our oceans. So have these chemicals reached California? I'm assuming they have. Is anybody aware of that? No. I'm hearing no. So is it just speculation, maybe, circulating? So I don't know if those contaminations like that, like is the current bringing it that way? I don't know how long it's going to last, but I did get pulled to that. So so this might hit California next. So what is it doing to like is it making like swimmers like is something with seals something with seals washing up on the shore, dying seals. So I don't know if that's going to start happening. I'm seeing rocks like a land location. Talk about the whales. Yeah, no, it's getting stronger in my throat. It's going to affect the humans, but more the ocean life. So something something's going to happen with California in regards to pollution. Like, because I'm pollution like that, but like I'm seeing like surfers are going to have to stop surfing. So it's got pulled to rain though. You know how like raindrops keep falling on my head. You know how raindrops have like small amounts of chemicals in them. So I could be getting pulled to the mist. So like the mist of a wave, which tells me you wouldn't want to be sitting on the rocks when the mist comes in, because it's in the mist. I mean, the wildlife is huge, like ocean life, but like I'm not getting pulled to like lobsters, crabs, seafood stuff people eat and being poisoned that way. Like to me, those things would already be dead and being hard to even get. Like they would already be dead. Like this is more about the human population and what it's the air quality because of the chemicals in the ocean. Like to me, the shrimp things, people eating that, to me, it's going to be hard to catch. It's hard to fish. Like they're already like dying off, or they're going to certain parts. A majority of those animals are already shifted different locations anyway because of the climate change with heat, right? So we're talking about like chemicals and poison here, so a little different, right? And they're saying it's safe, low contamination, but environmentalists are disagreeing. Okay, so this is happening in California. I did hear when I first started this video. What did I say to you guys? I said something almost just like that, what like scientist or something, right? Like not meteorologist, but I forget what you call them. It was like the first thing out of my mouth. Okay, so if you live in Cali, I would stay away from the ocean. I hate to say it like that. It just hasn't like, so it makes sense that environmentalists are just, yeah. Well, they're saying safe, low contamination. Yeah, no, like this is, it's whatever this is going to make people sick, just like it is in Ohio. So like surfers, beachgoers. Oh, Japan is saying that it's safe, low contamination. Well, why didn't they dump it in their fucking oceans? They can fuck off. It was so safe. Why didn't they fucking dump it in their ocean? Assholes. Why the fuck are they dumping it in our shit? The fuck? How did that even happen? Because we're the target. Same ocean? Figures. How did they make it past border control? How did they make it past lifeguards? How did they make it past coastal something? Like, the fuck is that shit? Don't get me going. That's like saying what direction you're going, in south or north. I don't know. Especially if I'm on a back road. You're going south or north. I don't know. Like the police station's on my left and the freaking grocery store's on my right. You tell me which way I'm going. Did you just see the police station on my right? And then I went something else on my left or right. I did the opposite. I'm so bad. I'm so bad with that shit. Do you know, years after the divorce, shouldn't be bringing this up, but I would hit Danny up and be like, which highway am I taking home? Or if I had the kids in the car, he would always laugh at me. Before the GPS was a thing. Before we used to actually plug in our GPS. When it wasn't attached to our phone. So Yeah, Aaron Brockovich. So they dumped it in Japan and it made it all the way down here, and Ohio's the only place that is getting the side effects right now? I'm confused. I haven't watched any of this on the news. I didn't even know this was happening. Released in the Pacific Ocean, yeah. And it's the only state that's been aware of this has been Ohio. No. Ohio's getting the side effects. Oh, from the train derailment. Okay. Yeah. We're talking about two different things now. Okay. But I did mention it. Okay. So now I'm trying to think, like, is my throat from the train derailment, which now see, I'm being linked to it's the ocean. Anything going on with the ocean in Hawaii? I mean, Ohio. There's got to be something going on with the ocean in Ohio because I got pulled a KRP in Cincinnati. Unless it was just wanting me to talk about the train, but I doubt it. Or maybe that was just about the train. So that's happening. And then I went from MASH, which is California, supposedly as like North Korea. They were stationed there. So this has to do with California. So something's happening with California waters. That's dangerous right now. Like even the mist of the ocean is dangerous right now. I don't know how far out you got to go. So I just heard any day now, you'll probably be hearing something on the news in regards to people getting sick. There's something in the water. It's in the air, though. To me, I don't think it's bacteria. I think it's chemical. It's chemical. And to me, I don't think it has anything to do with the fires. If they're going to blame it on the fires or like there's something else in the air right now. An astrologer said the same about the water in Cali being affected. Okay, so do they just not want to make it public? Because Spirit's basically saying they don't want to make it public. Okay, so it's only a matter of time before they can't. It's only a matter of time before they have to publicize it. Like it will be out in the news because it's something. I just heard rapid. It's rapid. Like, and I did get pulled to like a virus, but it's not a virus. It's chemicals. And they're not telling people. Okay. Yeah. So if you're in Cali, please be careful. Any bordering neighbors. I know there's only a few. But like, it's gonna, whatever it is affecting the shorelines. So like, it's gonna work its way down. So what chemical, does anybody know what chemicals these are? Is it the same thing that the chemicals that were dumped? I'm being told yes. Okay. So, I mean, it's just going to work its way. I don't think it's going to work its way. Like, I think they thought it was going to stay at a certain part in the ocean, and I mean, that's playing with fire, knowing where our oceans are at right now. So we shouldn't be able to dump jack shit. And why are we dumping them in the fucking ocean? I know it's always been an issue. So fucking annoying. Like, if we don't have a proper way of disposing something, why are we even using that product? I just heard, because obviously the landmines are full or whatnot, but like anywho, different scenario, different it's funny because I did get pulled to grab my globe. I really gotta put those lights somewhere else. It's just, I got some dust on it. I don't want to use this over here to clean the dust. I'm just gonna spray it down with my water bottle. I don't want that dust. Oh, see, I typically wouldn't do it that way. So there's a message there for somebody. Like, you don't want dust in the air, right? And typically you would just use like something that clings to it or whatnot. And I used water to make sure like it didn't go anywhere. So like I contained it. So here's the thing, which now makes me think you might be able to contain it like in the household air, possibly. Or you can do extra little things. Okay. Won't go as far as Canada. I don't know how far. I think it's going to make its way all the way up here. Then what would it just go back out? What would it just go out to sea? It might make it up to Canada and go all the way that way. What type of chemical is this? What's the longevity of this chemical? Lots of radioactive waste. 75 years in it. The fuck? When did we find out about this? And why would anybody do that? I'm like so sad. And why is that fucking legal? I just don't even get it. Why would they think it would stay in it, like contained in a certain place with all the stuff that's happening in the ocean? Like, they're not stupid. Yeah, but I didn't know they were dumping it in the ocean. I mean, I know awful stuff and it happens, but like, What the fuck? Like, I'm getting like really overwhelmed here. Like this is going to be catastrophic. Like, this isn't little. I mean, it's going to affect people who eat like soup. Like, it's going to. Like, because these chemicals aren't contained to just the water. I mean, they are contained to just the water, but like in the sense of like, it's in the air too, though. I don't know how far like it disperses up. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think in general, like, it's awful anyway. But like in the sense, like, I know there's always been like an issue, but like this is hitting me differently, which is going to tell me this is huge. Like, it's going to be a lot bigger than what they're saying. Like, okay. I mean, it's only a matter of time before it makes it to the Atlantic Ocean. Like, this shit's traveling, guys. Like, this is not like this is traveling. It's almost like in the what do you call that? Like not the golf course, golf course. And this, what's that rip? What's that rip that's in the water? That fish follow when they migrate. I'm getting pulled to that. It was in Nemo. I'm getting pulled to Nemo, where the turtles follow the rip. What's that called? Because it's gonna hit there too, and they use it to migrate. No, not a rip current. It travels between like oceans. It's maybe something Australian. Like, all right. The movie Nemo, what's the current that the turtles use to migrate? East Australian current. I thought it was a different name. East Australian current. So I don't know if it's gonna. It's the fuck. So it's using like a rip tide. It's using like a current. I mean, these people are fucking morons. Like, why did they? I'm just thinking like that. I mean, they're morons anyway, guys. But like in the sense of like knowing what's going on in our oceans right now with the temperature changes and the climate, like it just common sense would be like, and that shit stays stagnant and gets dispersed in different ways because of the heat. It's like it's like radioactive, like you're saying, but like what I'm getting is like the heat, and then it's the certain heat where they're dumping it is just making it like almost even more active. It's dispersing it. Like, so apparently I got Australia down here, and it's gonna hit to the Pacific Ocean. So I thought it was going that way. So it looks like it's going this way. So it looks like it's going. It's going to hit Australia. So it's going to hit certain parts of the Atlantic Ocean too. What the fuck? I don't think it's going to get as far as like the Indian Ocean over there. Wow. So it's going in two directions, and it's following a current. Like a riptide in the ocean. So yeah, it's going this way. It's going in different directions. So I don't know if they planned, I don't know if they knew, I don't know if they know about the current, so it goes in one direction versus the other, and they're strategic about how they dump. You would think they would be, but they fucked up. Like they fucked up, they know it. And I don't even think it was like an intentional fuck up. But it could have, like, to the point where I think they realized they were already fucked up, like, while dumping it, and they still decided to do it. Like somebody knew the waves or ocean. Somebody knew something was off. Whoever follows that shit, they knew something was off. It should have waited, and they didn't. So I don't know if that will come into fruition. Like you know, like people like tell certain people like, yeah, they did it anyways. You know, people like eventually, oh, I told them it wasn't a good idea. They should have waited, but yet they still do it. I think it was like one of those situations, but they knew better. These workers, they must get paid a lot of money. People who do this, because I don't know, they're fucking conscious. Like I don't even know how they would fucking sleep at night. Like you really have to like corrupt that brain to like be okay with what they do. And they're getting paid extra because it's fucking hazardous. Or anywho, because I'm just thinking these workers have to have a conscience. Like they knew they should have waited. Well, it was unpredictable. Because something's telling me they know exactly like where to dump it in the sense so it doesn't hit that current, or that it's hitting a certain current so it goes in a certain direction. But they fucked up. And they know it, and they did it anyways. That's the part that sucks. So I would still want to say it's South Korea. I mean, we know it was Japan, but like something, South Korea is linked to it. I don't know why. Because even a couple weeks ago when I talked about You guys kept saying Russia, and I'm like, no, it's Korea. So I don't. I don't know if they were in on something. Like there's something with the two of them. You know, where they always had that tension, but I'm telling you, this is something different. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm getting pulled to that. So that sucks. It's gonna. So I don't know if like. So are they saying anything in Australia? Are they seeing any signs of it yet? I don't think so, but I think they know it's a possibility. It's coming, but you can't prepare for that. Well, I wonder if you can. I don't think so. So something's going to become public knowledge or something with the chemicals in California. I think we're going to hear about that first. It's going to take a few weeks to travel in the other direction. But I think it's going to hit California in the sense of like air quality. Like it feels like they're choking, like it's going to affect. I mean, they already have the worst fucking air quality possible. It's just going to get fucking worse. I mean, to the extent of death, I don't know. Is it just going to be the extent of like rashes, this and that? I think it's going to be the extent of death when it comes to humans and animals. I don't know if it's equal. That's not good. Yeah, but I mean, is Australia where like this is going to make it to them? I don't think they know that. Or they do know that. Or I guess they do know that. Okay, so I guess at this point it's just basically saying it's Spirit's just telling me it's a lot worse than people think, and it's I just heard get ready. It's been on their news too. Okay. Yeah, because it's following the current. Like they fucked up. It was Jesus fucking A, man. It's like where they dumped it is they don't normally dump there. Like they either dumped, like they do, but they either dumped like too early or not within like the diameter. Like it's they dumped outside of it. Like or they leak a little as they go, but they leaked more than they should have because maybe they had more than they should have dumped. Like I don't know, like it was something about it like was fucked up. They knew it. Dumping more than what they should have, which makes it, travel further. It doesn't like so it went into currents that I don't think they were aware of. Or they knew it, but that typically the current's not there, but they fucking did it anyway. Like there's something about they definitely knew. So I don't know if people will eventually. I mean, they'll probably pay them real good to keep their fucking mouth shut. But hopefully, you got some people that are like strong enough or brave enough to say something. Like, Yeah, I mean, I know, and what Claire's saying too. It's an issue everywhere. Like I see videos all the time. It's, but this is like getting bent out of shape because like they're allowed to do that. Like in the sense, like when I say it like that, like allowed to do that, like they're allowed to dump that much. But I don't like. I know, yeah, but like this something. There was something about this dump that was different, and it's a given. I don't know if they already paid people off. I mean, you can't really get away with not paying people off in this situation because it wasn't the average dump. Somebody's gonna say something. I just got pulled to the Thomas Crown Affair, but that's not the movie it showed me first. I got pulled to like the Watergate back and forth, where you have you have that person that goes back and forth. I can't even think of the fucking name. Traitor, basically, but like a spy. But all right, so there's all that. So right now it's probably just speculation when it comes to if it's going to reach to Australia or not, and it is. But again, I feel like I don't know when like these chemicals mesh if they get like hotter and more active, or if it's supposed to do like the opposite and kill each other off. But I don't think it's going to end up doing the opposite. I think what it's going to do, and I don't even know if it does the opposite. I'm getting pulled like it's supposed to do the opposite. Like obviously there's professionals that work with this shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like when these hit, hold on, I got a text. So again, I don't know much about the waste. I don't know how that works, but like what I'm getting is that some of them like when they hit like they deactivate or something. There's something, but whatever's hitting is being activated even more. And I didn't even know that was possible. It's hitting something where it's going to activate it even more. Like, I don't know if they're just finally going to discover that and we're like, well, what do we do now? It's too late. Something could have been done. So I don't know if they knew something. I think they already know this and something could have been done. Like, because I'm getting pulsed like missiles and bombs. Like they could have did something to stop the two from dispersing more. I don't know anything about this, so I don't know, but that's what I'm getting. Like, in the sense, like, could it have been done, like, in the sense of, like, they could have just not have dumped it and they could have waited, obviously. But, like, that's not where I'm going with that. No, Spirit says that is where I'm going with that. And I just heard from the Little Mermaid, poor unfortunate souls. So karma's going to catch up. Is karma even enough for that? So I don't know if on the next adventure, like, their ship's gonna fucking blow up. Something's gonna happen. To make it like fair and just. So but you can't, it's never fair and just what just happened. Because they knew better. That's just it. I mean, they know better anyway, but this is different, guys. I mean, eventually this is going to be public. It won't be hidden what happened. It's definitely going to come to light. Only because it's now they got to play cleanup. They're going to have to tell people, like, I think we might have to go back to like a mask mandate, but not in the sense of a virus, in the sense of like chemicals. But that wouldn't make much sense because you'd be wearing that other thing, and not everybody can wear those, right? So like, I don't think the mask is gonna fucking do much. I don't know. Spirit's telling me it will. So if you live in those areas, I would start wearing a mask again, because it will help a little bit. All the crew threw the sheep and chickens overboard. What? Well, we knew chemical warfare was going to be a thing with AI. I talked about that for you guys, and it can get real fucking ugly. Spirit's not trying to let that happen, though. We're trying to stop that shit. We can do chemical warfare and wipe this planet off so fucking quick. Spirit's stopping. They're trying to do the best they can stopping that. That's only going to go so far. It's like the anthrax scare, and more than a scare, but it's thing, you know what I mean? So it's I didn't even think we'd get to chemical warfare, though. Like, that sucks. Because I didn't think they would allow it. So in a way, Spirit allowed it, but to an extent. I think it's to wake some fucking people up. People got to get hit in different ways, not just the virus. The virus didn't cut it. Maybe they were hoping the virus would cut it. So here we go. You got to be fucking kidding me. People aren't looking at this as like chemical warfare yet. This is the start of it. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, all right. Give me a minute. This sucks. I'm being told it's between 3 people. It's between South Korea, Japan, and the United States. They're all in it together. And I don't know, like it makes sense. I don't know. I don't know politics. I don't know stuff like that. So I'm but I know a lot of people just saying Japan right now. It's something with South Korea, because I mean that came in so strongly, and you guys kept saying like Ukraine, this and that. I'm like, no, like this has to do with Korea. Like North and South Korea. Like and they don't typically work together. Well, they do. I didn't think they did. See, I don't know enough. But our government's involved with it too. And it's all happening around the time of the election. This shit always fucking happens around election time. So we can look better. I just so dear Lord. So I don't know. Spirit let it start. They have their reasons why. It will eventually be stopped. I always thought like chemical warfare in the sense of like bombs and missiles and sneaky little fucks used a different approach. Um, it's going to cause a full-fledged fucking war with Korea. Like, but the crazy thing is you know what's ironic? All my predictions that I made from last year, Korea is in like all of them. And like Russia to Ukraine, like that was in there. Russia to attack Ukraine first, like that was in there. But like I have quite a few of Korea, all Korea in there. I have United States, France, Korea, North Korea. So I don't know if France is part of this. So I'm just getting pulled to this one particular one. It says United States, France, North Korea. It's a 3-minute video. Let's see what it says. The kids that came back. And we have American president, French ambassador, Korean leader. So now that I already put the other prediction, so I just had another thought. I went and picked up the kids that came back. And we have American president, French ambassador, Korean leader. So now that I already put the other prediction together, I put the pieces together and what I thought it was trying to say, and I'm pretty confident it's absolutely hands down what it's saying. I'm not taking that away by any means. It's my other channel. But I guess now I'm just wondering if there's, well, not wondering, there's clearly more to the picture, right? Because I always wondered, like, where's Russia in that? You know, considering what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. So I don't know if it's saying. But Russia's not part of this, ironically enough. Big players. The next big players: United States, France, North Korea. You know, U.S. It clearly involves, you know, the U.S. So because we had the U.S. president, we had the French ambassador, and we had a Korean leader. So I don't know if North Korea is going to be the next country that strikes. Oh, there we go. You know, I really sit here and hate to even really think like that. But I definitely wasn't seeing that for no reason, you know. And on my other channel, I used to come on a lot and, you know, figure these out with my troops. So, kind of what I'm doing now. So if you guys have any opinions or thoughts on where that might be going, hate to even make predictions or even have these thoughts, but if the three main players were U.S., France, and North Korea, really sucks to think about. So, you know, what if France is the ones that are gonna, you know, breach the treaty, and North Korea is just like, oh yeah. So France isn't involved in this one being told, but we got botulism outbreak, Saudi Arabia, dust storm that happened shortly after that. I don't like this updated same MO as 9/11 terrorists. That one still sits with me. I don't like it. Earthquakes, massive tsunami coming, tectonic plates being messed with, Tropic of Cancer, Russia to attack Finland, Sweden, Albania. Did they do all that? But France is not, I'm being told very strongly that France is not involved in this. So we just have, so it's still 3 players though: United States, Korea, and Japan. I'm picking up on Notre Dame's predictions. I don't know. That's my other channel that I started a year ago. And I then I got pulled to AI. So I started that, stopped it, got pulled to AI, stopped that. And a majority of all those predictions came in to fruition before it happened. So Spirit would definitely interfere when it gets to a certain point. I just don't see how those masks can help with like chemical warfare. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe now with like the mist in the ocean, but that's not going to last long. Like that's, I think it's going to start hitting people in California first. And then there's some news going to come out about some stuff. I mean, people are going to die from this. So I don't know if it's going to be like an Erin Brockovich situation where it takes years. I don't think so. I think whatever this is going to kind of take off like the pandemic did. And there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's stuff we can do in the sense of like certain stuff, but like not. Like there's certain places and certain weeks where like you should just stay in the house. So there's timelines. So I'm gonna have to write this down. We're gonna have to work with timelines. And I just got pulled to write in red. Isn't red like the highest color? Like for when it comes to alerts? I want to get timelines in the sense of just real quick, because I don't know what I'm going to pull up per se. I think I want to get timelines through, let's just look at timelines in September. No, it's not how I want it either. We got December, November, December. Well, we have Sag and Capricorn here, so I can be getting pulled. We have 3 Sagittarius. Got Capricorn. So again, November, December. So something's going to get really bad in November, December. So what I'm getting is not going to take long before something's public, but like an outbreak is what I just got is November, December. Outbreak of what? I don't know. I am seeing missiles. So I don't know if we're gonna get like a warning. Got the world, they got all the fixed signs there. Oh, that was my Saudi Arabia card right there. Eight of Swords, Scorpio. That's not Scorpio. I got pulled to Scorpio. 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands. Gemini. It's not how I want the timelines. I wanted to leave it at that, and they're saying no. I want to. Something with Cuban. Scorpio. Just getting pulled. Capricorn seems to be the strongest. Early Sag season going into Capricorn. November, December. So I'm getting the same messages there with timelines. Just 3 times a charm. That is Sag, Aquarius, February, could be February, Sag. 2 cards, Cancer. This could have actually started in Cancer season, little by little. It's Virgo season, but I mean, I got a few cards of Cancer, so I don't know if something happened Cancer season. Maybe the plans, the details, something. But I want to say that's kind of irrelevant. So we got Cali first, then definitely making it to Australia. It's in the Australian, it's going to make it to the Australian current. But in regards to like illnesses, sicknesses, it's gonna hit California first, right around there. All right, I'm gonna sit with this and I'm gonna leave it at this. Could have got some Caps Aquarius in November. Something with July. I don't know. It was something with something could have started then, but I feel like that's irrelevant. But it's probably not irrelevant. No, Spirit's saying it's definitely not irrelevant. So I don't know if there was like a secret mission, like they dumped in July and they weren't supposed to. Is what I'm getting. So do they have a schedule on when they can dump and when they can't? They must. So I guess they dumped in July. And that matters. So I don't know. Dumped in July. And then it just happened, right? So did it happen in September? This one, that just the big dump or whatever it was? Or like end of August? August 24th. And September, I'm getting. They're telling me September too. So I wonder what their timelines are. Because it looks like I don't know if they're doing it back to back, but we got July. And then we have 8/24 Virgo, but I'm being told September. So I don't know if they did that yet. I'm being told they already did it. I think it's more than just 2 or 3 illegal dumps. So however you get rid of it, like they've been doing it like incognito. That's why I'm saying like this staff is ignorant. Like this is what I'm saying. Like that's how corrupt it is. Like people know this is like this is the crazy thing. So they clearly have timelines or they have certain dates where they can do this, right? It must be something. It has to be like scheduled. They can't, and it has to go on record. And there's a couple that are not on record. So a lot more is being dumped and released than we're aware of. And it's intentional because it's chemical warfare. But we got to remember, like, this is chemical warfare. Like, this is intentional. That they know this is going to affect people's breathing in their lungs. And it's going to kill them. They're fully aware of it. This isn't just about, like, polluting and needing somewhere to go and the oceanic life. Like, that's not what that, like, this is a chemical warfare. And we're going to start realizing that more, I think, November, December, where they might like officially call it. No, I think they're going to officially call it before that. I think they're going to call it in September. No, October. No, they're not going to call it till November. Or it's November where it's like retaliation kicks in. So to me, they're going to make it official with chemical warfare in November. I don't know. I just saw like a threat. As if like a dictator, a leader, somebody's like, as if that wasn't enough. Like, I mean, they're done dumping now, obviously. Until like the next time they can. But like they definitely made illegal dumps, which they've probably been doing for a long time anyway, you would think, you know, here and there. But this was intentional. This is it's gonna go all the way up the coastlines and this like I just heard John Edwards, so I'm like, all right, psychics are predicting this or whatnot, and then but they're telling me no. Like psychics can't predict this, but prophets can. Yeah, fuck. Because my other channel is like prophecies from like the modern day seer or whatnot. Like, so I don't know. I don't know why they brought in psychics and then went to prophets. So I wouldn't be listening to psychics in regards to this, correct? Which is crazy because I'm also psychic. Well, they're telling me I'm not psychic, so I think they're trying to tell me it's more prophecy, prophet. I always looked at myself as more of the psychic. This is why I've always gone back and forth the channels. I can't, like, this is just, oh, dear Lord. We're not going to get to Armageddon. Things will get stopped before that for people who are panicking. The prophets that predicted the chemical warfare, it was predicted in a different way. I think some predicted through the water, but I'm being told a different way. I don't know what that means. I mean, I can't argue with the facts that they feel like it put me in a situation like with the prophecy thing. Like, I've seen more than enough stuff. Like, I battle with supposedly being like a prophet and being able to do that, right? Because I just battle with it. It's just, but I look back at a lot of my stuff and like all comes into fruition. But like, psychics do that too. Like, so I don't like, it's just fucking weird. Like, I still battle with that. So I don't know if you guys follow a lot of psychics or watch psychics or like, but like, you might want to find prophets, like things like that. Like, but not all the timelines are correct with these prophets. And I'm still seeing the same like catastrophic like bomb atoms, like, but like, but that's not going to happen. So I don't know if I'm just here to clarify that because I see the same thing. So, but I think it's telling me like that's not going to happen. So I don't know if you guys need that message because I got the same. I saw the vision. I'm seeing the same thing they're seeing. It's a given. It could be on a completely different timeline, but I don't think so. Like I said, like we're here to serve energy in regards to other planets. Like that's not happening here. So I think like the reason why I keep seeing that is to tell you guys that that's not happening. Now, could the gods have changed that? Absolutely. It's their timeline, right? So it doesn't mean that it wasn't going to come into fruition. It just means it's no longer going to come into fruition. I just heard scratch that. It was never going to come into fruition. So that makes me think we're seeing something else that's identical to that, but that's not what it is. That's interesting. So it's not like an atomic bomb. It's more. I don't think it's something the human eye can see. And I don't know what that means either. So don't worry about that. But I really feel like this discussion needs to be had on the other channel. Which is strange because this is stuff I got to figure out in my own head. There's something with a channel. Like where they dumped it. Because I'm going to pull like to the Panama Canal, and that's like a channel, but they're not saying Panama Canal. I'll be back at some point. You're talking like dew in the air, like dew? As in condensation. Yeah. Well, no, you're talking about something else. But for days, I've been getting like that murky feeling. So something has started. Something has definitely started. Because for days, it's like, I've been saying to you guys, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like murky, but not murky. So whatever it is already kicked in. And I'm just assuming it's allergies, probably like everybody else. It could be chemicals right now that we're unaware of, and we don't even really know until like, I don't know. Spirits tell me right now it's just allergies, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, this will have a long-term effect, but like that, not like in like aftermath. Like this is gonna hit, and people are gonna drop. It's so insensitive. That just feels so insensitive. That's the way it was told. Okay. Jesus, that took me by surprise. It would be done after like a couple months because it's going to linger in the air for a couple months. But the people that are like closest to these, maybe the channels. No. So I got to last a couple months. Because it's chemical warfare. It's intentional. It's just how it's going to creep in. So the outbreak November, December. So it might only last November, December. No, something about longer than that. That's strange. Okay, so in the sense of like longer that in the sense of like retaliation, because it's gonna start a war. But that can only go so far too. We can't go into like, it can only go so far, guys. The spirit's not gonna let us play fucking Chutes and Ladders and fucking battleships and whatever that Dungeons and Dragons, that battleship one. Like we can't play this game of chemical warfare. Like it's, so I don't know if we get to retaliate and then like it gets nipped in the butt. An eye for an eye. I don't know, but like the US is in on this one too. Like not everybody, but like, you know, a big enough player, like in the sense of like letting them dump, like that type of stuff. And they probably know it's chemical warfare. Makes me wonder where all these politicians are located knowing that this is coming. They won't be where the fucking outbreak is, I'll tell you that. This is why it feels like that Mars and Pluto energy, because it hasn't been discovered yet, but it's here. Because it already happened. It's just got to make its way to the surface. Spears. I was talking about spears. I wonder if it's like spears of like those drops now that I think about it. Like teardrops, mist. I'm getting like the ocean mist is what I'm getting. Like when the waves crash against the wall, you get the mist in summer night and it cools you down. You know what I mean? Or even like at a lake, same thing. The breeze comes in, it cools you off. The mist isn't like as strong, and it's not like you gotta like this, but like humid as fuck. So I think people might even start dying September, October. It gets worse November and December. Because like it stops around here, like meaning like us, or I don't know like what that means. Because retaliation is more like December. But like the outbreak itself, I'm trying to figure out September and October. It's going to be here. So it's, so I think outbreak is September, October. Declared chemical warfare November, December. Or like retaliation November, December. Nothing else is going to come back this way, but there's retaliation. I don't know how it's going to go down. We're going to retaliate with chemicals too. I just don't know how. What fucked up fucking messages. I mean, I think we could already be retaliating without them knowing it. This is nuts. I'm going to come back to this. I love you guys. I don't know if I just got pulled to a canal, a stream. I think I'm getting pulled to, like, again, Australian current. Like, Australian current. So it's going the other way. So it's Australian current and then the Indonesia through flow. But I don't think it's going to hit over there. Like it's going to stop somewhere over there. There's going to be something with channels here. Is there channels that connect to the Australian current? You go around certain geo blocks. Because a huge range of marine species, including tropical fish, sharks, corals, lava, like all that algae, like it travels through that. So I'm not seeing what I was looking for, but I'm being told like there's channels that run through this or off this or whatever it is. There's channels. If that makes sense. I don't know enough about this. It's like getting off here and it's not like going through like another current. It's just, but like, it's linked to like another channel though. All right. I love you. I'll be back in a little while. Bye, guys.